He is the UFC Bantamweight champion of the world, and he takes on, or rather he defends his title against Cody Garbrandt August 4th at UFC 227. The one and only TJ Dillashaw is here. TJ, how are you, sir?
Doing good. How about you?
I am doing quite well. TJ, I got to ask you about this training center, man. I've been following you on Instagram, and I went to the website today, and I checked it out. Is this the dream training scenario that you've been looking for all these years?
Yeah, man, it's been fun to put it together. You know, all the moving parts just kind of fell in place. A bunch of like-minded people just kind of surrounded me, and it is all kind of happened on accident. And now it's been a blessing.
All right, so let's talk about some of the mechanics here. Are you part owner? Are you like an investor? What is your relationship to the ownership structure?
Yeah, I guess you'd call it a part owner. You know, we're not a gym that's looking to make profit. You know, we're just a gym that's looking to stay open and keep learning and pay our coaches. You know, I'll be an owner as well. I'll make decisions. I guess it's almost like a board member. I guess you would call it. You know.
And Cub Swanson, what are you partnered with him as well?
Yeah. Cub Swanson's part of it. One of Soletta. We got my strength conditioning coach, Sam Calavia. We've got a guy that's really helped us out a lot with the business side of it, Steve Martin. You know, it's been real good to watch this thing grow.
So the training center name, it's a play on words, but I did notice that Mark Munoz is a part of your camp, and it's got that Rain in there. And of course, he used to have his own Rain training center. Is it a play off of that? Yeah. Is it what's the relationship there?
Yeah, so this all kind of started off of, so Mark Munoz, back in the day, he's the one that talked me into fighting. He had a strength and conditioning coach named Sam Calavita. I met him Sam Calavita at a wrestling clinic when I was first even thinking about getting into fighting. Well, you know, 8-9 years later, I was reintroduced to Lawrence Soletta, Coach Ultimate Fighter. And I decided to start training with him. You know, he was like a mad scientist. He knew how to push my body to the next level and to make some big gains. And once I've seen what he was able to do with not only Mark but myself, we decided to build this. So yeah, so he had a training lab with Mark Munoz. And Mark Munoz had a gym called Rain. So it's them two combined. It's training lab as well as Rain in there. Like you said, a play of words in there. And yeah, and Mark's now the head MMA wrestling coach for the team. So it's kind of gone full circle. You know, Mark was my assistant wrestling coach in college. He's the one that talked me into fighting. He's the one that I became at it. And like I said, 9 years later, now he's coaching the team as well as his strength coach that he teamed up with from the beginning.
Okay, so let's get to some of the mechanics here of this camp. I'm guessing, yes, you help everyone else out around you, but is it during camp, it must be largely catered to you? Is that how it works?
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, absolutely. I mean, I'm very fortunate. You know, I have a coach like Dwayne Ludwig that travels out 3 days a week. Like, I'm picking him up from the airport here now, picking him up from the airport and trying me to be here for the next 3 days and run practices and hold for me and be a part of my camp, you know. So luckily enough, I have someone like Dwayne who's willing to do that, you know. And then we've tailored. My last camp was completely tailored around me. I mean, we didn't have a camp name. We went down in the gym and kind of created this thing. We tailored it around my last championship fight. And we've kind of been the same, but I would say everyone else is feeding off it and gaining from it as well. That's why we built this team, you know, because we got guys like Aaron Pico coming in doing strength conditioning, guys like Lawrence Soletta that's doing great in Bellator, Syed, we got Cub Swanson now. So we have a lot of guys that we are tailoring around, but it all kind of started from my camp, yes.
So it's a collaborative environment, which I think is a fair clarification. But here's what I'm wondering. It seems like there's this new thing where, yes, champions are training with big teams, but the more they can cater training around them, the better off they are, a la the boxing model. So I guess my question is, if you didn't have these services, I'm sure you believe in yourself, but the question is, would you be a world champion if you weren't able to arrange your training in this kind of way?
I do believe I would be, you know. This is definitely helped me becoming a better fighter, a better martial artist, and growing something that I believe in. You know, I am tailoring this camp around me, but it's building something better than that. It's building the way that gyms should be ran. Not just gyms, like this, how professional fight teams should be ran. You know, we're making it. I mean, for the guys coming up, when I first started fighting, you know, you're paying to be a fighter. You know, you're putting money out of your pocket. You're not making money. You know, you're paying your coaches more than you're making. You're paying medicals more than you're making. So we're trying to make it a little more affordable for guys to be able to train with world-class coaches and not have to be paying percentages of the site purse or whatnot. You know, creating a home base that's a gym that's not looking to make a profit. I mean, all we have is we teach youth martial arts, and then we have pro practice. You know, the youth martial arts program I love to do because I like teaching the kids and giving back to the community, as well as it helps keep our lights on. It helps pay the rent. It helps pay Mark Munoz to be in there to coach, you know, coach weekly, and we'll be able to fly Dwayne out. So I feel it's the way that things should be done, and it's just been a fun process.
Let's talk about your fight on August 4th. You're going to be facing Cody Garbrandt for the second time in as many fights. I'm wondering from your vantage point what you think will be different come August 4th.
You know, I don't think a lot is going to be different. I think I'm going to come out there and make Cody irrelevant at the weight class. You know, I'm going to come out and finish him. I think he's got no chin. He doesn't have a technique. But he's going to prove that his function was and prove the other fighters in the weight class. I think he's going to have a tough time.
We had Dominic Cruz on the show. He believes that he wasn't overly confident, but he did believe that there was an injury issue affecting Cody the first time. Do you agree or no?
No, I do not agree with that. Absolutely not. I mean, what I've seen is how we came with Cody. You know, I don't see how there's an injury that could affect me knocking him out.
Okay, so then the question becomes about stakes. What do you think the stakes are here? I mean, yes, it's a title fight, right? But is there a bigger picture? Like, if you win, yes, you keep your title. Do you get something else?
You know, it's not about if it's when I win. It's just continuing to grow my legacy. You know, looking for the next matchup, looking for the next fight that's going to continue to grow my name and be the best top fighter I possibly can. That's something that's what comes with it. You know, there's a lot of attention behind this. I get to fight at Staples Center. Really just comes down to proving that my path and my journey has led me in the right direction.
Okay, so let me tell you what I was thinking. Do you think if and when you win on August 4th, where does that put you in the conversation for best bantamweight ever?
Puts me at the top, man. Absolutely. I mean, I know I'm the best bantamweight ever. You know, a split decision loss with Dominic Cruz changes everything. A fight that I already thought I won. You know, I feel like that changes everything. So I am the best bantamweight in the world.
Do you think you have to fight him again to, I don't know, prove it to critics or to solidify it or to really drive that home?
I don't think so. I think my performances have it as well anyways. And we got to see if Dominic Cruz can even fight. You know, I mean, the guy can't even get in there anymore. So we'll see what comes of that. Right now, I just got to worry about knocking Cody out in 3 weeks.
The game plan for this, I know you're not going to tell me, but you mentioned that there wasn't a whole lot different. I'm wondering, I'm still guessing that you decided to add certain things to what you were doing to keep your opponents guessing, right? Like, there's still growth involved heading into this contest.
Absolutely, man. No matter if it's rematches or if it's new fights against different opponents, you always add new wrinkles to your game. You know, there's a lot to this world of MMA that I didn't even show how much better I am than Cody. You know, this fight didn't even hit the ground. You know, I don't believe in jiu-jitsu. My wrestling's at a higher class. I'm a lot smarter of a fighter, so I'll bring in a different TJ Dillashaw, but the outcome is going to be the same.
You know, it's interesting. I don't think anyone has quite the combination of talent that you have, right? On the one hand, you have Dwayne Ludwig, who as a strategist, I don't think gets enough credit, right? And a technician,
yeah,
I don't think gets enough credit. Plus, you've got David Taylor in there. You've got all kinds of high-level wrestlers. Jake Varner, I'm told, is over at Training Center, right? So, like, who else has that kind of? Yes, people have very talented melding of different aspects of martial arts, but that seems a little on the unique side to me.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I feel like that's what I've kind of built my career off, is being so well-rounded and being able to take the fight wherever I can, wherever I want to, is that I can keep my opponent guessing, you know? I feel like being the best martial artist in the world is always keeping your opponent guessing on what you're doing. You don't know if I'm taking you down or if I'm kicking you in the head. You know, you don't know what I'm really going to do, and that's what makes the best. You know, if I can keep you guessing, keep you on your toes, you're never going to be able to be your best self.
Before you get going, I appreciate your time here because I know you got a lot of things to do, but I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about your thoughts these days on MMA fighters' attempt to unionize. Are you still in favor of that? I know you were involved briefly, however long it lasted, with the double MAAA or MMAAA, whatever you want to call it. But what are your thoughts today on the necessity and the value of that?
I haven't heard anything about it. I don't really know what's going on in the world of that. The sport is very new, and I'm sure that it definitely will happen. You know, just like with any other sport. But when it's growing and getting more and more popular, and I'm sure that at some point in time it will happen.
So you have not heard of Project Spearhead?
No, I haven't. I haven't been in the loop.
Wow. Okay.
I don't. Sorry, I don't pay much attention to the media or what's going on. I mean, I'm kind of now that I got my 6-month-old kid, my life is solely around family and enjoying life outside of fighting. You know, once I'm done fighting, when I'm done with practice, I come home. It's even hard for me to watch a lot of the fights unless there's some teammate or a buddy that I want to watch fighting, because I try to escape. I try to escape the MMA when I'm not at the gym. You know, because my life is MMA. My life is fighting. So. I don't really pay attention too much to what's going on. I don't pay attention to what my opponent's got to say. I don't pay attention to much other than what I'm doing. You know, a little bit selfish, you know.
No, I understand. And I know you got your businesses. You got the Flavor Republic.
Yeah.
You got this training center. You got a lot of things going on. I get it. But I'm just wondering, as a necessity, do you still believe that whether there's this effort or that effort, that some kind of effort is still needed?
Yeah, eventually, absolutely.
And by the way, do you know what happened to the double MAAA? Like, how did that whole thing go away?
No, man, I don't know. You know, I'm not sure if it was like a grudge match between, you know, two big corporations of CAA and WME. I don't really know how that all ended out. I just feel like it wasn't heading in the right direction. I felt like there were some wrong motives. So I kind of stayed clear of it after I got that feeling.
Before you go, also on that card, Demetrius Johnson's going to face Henry Cejudo for the second time.
Yeah.
Predictions for that?
I think Mighty Mouse is just still a little bit too more rounded and quick. I mean, I was impressed with how he's been looking the last couple of fights. He's gotten a lot better. He's gotten a lot more comfortable on his feet and kind of honing into his own power. So I think he will be a lot more of a dangerous fight for Demetrius Johnson than the first time. But I still think that Demetrius' speed and his intelligence and within the sport is going to be a little bit too much for Henry to understand.
And so let's ask this. When you win on August 4th, does a win make a fight with Demetrius Johnson more or less likely?
You know, it's definitely setting itself up to kind of happen. It's funny that we're on the same card. You know, I thought me and Demetrius were going to fight this fight. You know, I figured if we were trying to line this up in April, but then he had to get shoulder surgery, and so that fight wasn't able to happen. He wasn't able to line the fight up, and now it's kind of funny enough that we're still fighting on the same card, you know? So, I mean, the stars are aligning. We will see.
All right. Well, TJ, I really appreciate your time. Congratulations on the new addition to your family and all that. And congrats on the training center, the training lab, excuse me. It looks like a pretty phenomenal place. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.